Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think will win, Cosmic Raptor or Phoenix Force? Cosmic Raptor is a rare entity that exists outside the flow of time and space, described as the embodiment of cosmic balance. He has the ability to manipulate cosmic energy, warp reality, travel through dimensions, and control the very nature of time. Cosmic Raptor's power is enough to challenge the greatest forces in the multiverse, making him one of the most fearsome entities. The Phoenix Force is the primal embodiment of creation and destruction, tied to the concept of eternal reincarnation. The Phoenix Force carries within it the cosmic fire, capable of destroying entire planets with a single movement and resurrecting life from ashes. In addition to pure energy power, the Phoenix Force is also beyond the limits of death, existing immortal and invincible in most forms of combat. Before we dive into the analysis, please click the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Cosmic Raptor is a powerful entity representing the Invisible Council, an ancient council that exists beyond the knowledge of most of the gods in the multiverse. This council resides in the infinite space outside the Source Wall, which is considered the final boundary of creation and also the door to the deepest secrets of the universe. On the cosmic ladder, the status of Cosmic Raptor and the Invisible Council far surpasses the inhabitants of the Sphere of God or the Sphere of Surveillance, who are considered powerful. At the behest of the Source Judges, Cosmic Raptor was sent to the multiverse to carry out a mission: to imprison Perpetua, who was once considered the mother of creation but betrayed her original role. When he confronted her, Cosmic Raptor not only executed her sentence but also warned her of the final judgment that hung over her fate and the entire multiverse she had created. Cosmic Raptor's presence exuded both majesty and coldness, as if it were the embodiment of eternal judgment. After completing its mission, Cosmic Raptor re-established the original version of the multiverse that Perpetua had created in the beginning, restoring it to its original order according to the will of the Source. Cosmic Raptor left no trace behind, dissolving into space and time as if it had never existed, leaving behind a sacred silence in the universe, a reminder that the power of the Source and the Invisible Council was beyond the reach of any god, who stripped Perpetua of all the power that she had selfishly gathered from the multiverse she had created. He then sealed her and her entire army and power within the Source Wall, leaving them imprisoned for centuries. It was not only a sentence for Perpetua, but also a warning to anyone who would dare challenge the will of the Source. And Cosmic Raptor was placed in a position higher than the hands. Notably, the hands seem to exist in two separate roles. One group is responsible for birthing bold new life systems across the void, harnessing the energies the Source has entrusted to it. The other group acts as an overseer, ensuring that each multiverse develops according to its natural, evolutionary course, and that the architects of the multiverses do not overstep the bounds of their functions. What sets Cosmic Raptor apart is his origin and his place of residence. He is not bound by the multiverse or any cosmic scheme that the gods can perceive. Originating from beyond the Source Wall, Cosmic Raptor exists in the Overvoid, a pure void beyond all definitions of reality. There he is not bound by the laws of space, time, or fate, but rather stands supreme, where his powers are a direct reflection of the unchanging will of the Source. The purpose of the Cosmic Raptor's appearance is tied to Perpetua, who dared to upset the order that the Source had set. When she broke the balance to serve her own interests and ambitions, the judges could not ignore it. It was Perpetua's sons who stood up to report this rebellion, and from then on the Cosmic Raptor was summoned, becoming the arm to execute the judgment that the Source had set. And before his power, all her plans became meaningless, and in that moment the multiverse itself seemed to shake, witnessing the judgment of a power beyond all measure. I really hope you subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and you are the best, thank you very much. The Phoenix Force is the ultimate manifestation of cosmic power, the primal embodiment of life and death, and the centerpiece of all the spiritual energy that has existed, is existing, and will exist throughout all realities of the multiverse. Ancient beings believed that she existed before light and darkness existed, and was seen as the primordial spark that ignited creation, and the destructive fire that consumed it. The Phoenix maintains the unchanging cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, binding all forms of existence to an eternal cycle of reincarnation. The true nature of the Phoenix Force transcends all finite concepts. She not only resides in the White Hot Room, but is a surreal realm that exists beyond the far shore and beyond the reach of the Beyonders. This space is likened to the pure center of all potential where light explodes. Power of the Phoenix Force is not usually manifested directly, but is channeled through the hosts of her choosing. Among them, Jean Grey is the most mentioned character because the special bond between her and Phoenix has gone beyond the constraints of a normal contract. When Jean became a host, Phoenix not only amplified her psychic abilities to an infinite extent, but also turned her into a convergence point of life and death who could both save and destroy the entire universe with a single thought. The place where creation began and could enrich Mother Righteous to the point that she became the breath before creation and the release after, although this severely damaged the Phoenix Force and could even kill her if Mother Righteous had not been stopped by Enigma during her rise to dominance. She described the White Hot Room as a pure sheet of paper on which anything could be written. Using Jean Grey's connection with Phoenix, the Phoenix Force is a power beyond the capabilities of many cosmic entities, including the Beyonders. While the Beyonders rely on energy from higher realms, specifically the White Hot Room, to maintain their strength and operate their concordance engines, the Phoenix Force is the primordial center of that energy. The Phoenix is not a borrower, but a source. This disparity was clearly demonstrated when the Beyonder admitted that he was defeated by the Phoenix Force right inside the White Hot Room, and all illusions of his ultimate power collapsed. He himself frankly admitted that if he dared to confront the Phoenix Force directly, the result would be no different from a carrot crushed in a blender. This was clearly demonstrated in Defenders Beyond 2, where the power relationship between the Beyonder and the Phoenix Force was undeniably outlined. While the Beyonder is already a huge distance from eternity, the embodiment of the entire Marvel Universe, similar to the distance between eternity and Deadpool, the Phoenix Force is above all standing in a position to shape and re-establish all levels of creation. Therefore, the Phoenix Force is not only considered a fire capable of restarting all creation, but also a power strong enough to burn all eternal structures, returning them to nothingness. She exists as the starting point and also the ending point, the embodiment of the endless cycle of reincarnation. The Phoenix Force can directly access the Macran Crystal. This crystal is a crossroads between realities and connects to all other realities in Marvel, including the world of the Beyonders. So every Professor X in the multiverse, every Nate Gray in the multiverse, every Emma Frost, every Quentin Quire, every Moondragon, all of them in the multiverse and more, are all part of the total telepathic energy in the Phoenix Force. So the Phoenix Force can bypass the reality warping phenomenon of the multiverse. The energy from the White Hot Room was enough to kill Null, a threat to the 8th universe. Its telepathic power was enough to keep Xavier trapped in an illusion for over 10 hours. And these hosts, not even perfectly compatible, are capable of doing things like shutting down every mind on the planet as easily as flipping a light switch, fighting the Avengers and the X-Men at the same time, and killing the Avengers and the planet with a single lift of a finger. It can generate heat and fire so powerful that Jane Foster Thor can feel its heat across galaxies. The Phoenix Force possesses great physical and telepathic powers, is fast enough to easily travel across the vast expanse of space, can traverse the multiverse, enhance the powers of its hosts, and manipulate life. All of that good stuff and more. I really hope you can subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot and you are the best. Thank you very much. Cosmic Raptor only appeared once and for a short time, but that presence was enough to leave a deep impression on the consciousness of the entire multiverse. Originating from the void, he possesses the power to control Perpetua, who is considered one of the most powerful mother creators. The fact that he was able to bind her to the source wall alone proves that Cosmic Raptor is not inferior to the Ultimate Forces. That position allows him to be on par or even approaching the level of the Hands, the original architects of the universes. With that ability, Cosmic Raptor is obviously a multiversal entity at the highest level, holding the power to decide the fate of creation. In parallel, the Phoenix Force is the eternal flame of life, representing the cycle of creation and destruction. When it reaches its pure state known as the White Phoenix, its power surpasses that of most entities in the Marvel multiverse, rising as a power tied to eternal origin. It resides in the White Hot Room, a mystical realm where all manifestations of the Phoenix connect, creating a center of pure energy both brilliant and terrifying. Cosmic Raptor does not act alone. He is a member of the Invisible Council, an eternal collective residing in the void that oversees the the structures created by the hands. The members of the council are also known as judges, who decide whether creation is worthy of evolution. Cosmic Raptor's position is clearly superior to the denizens of the divine realm, affirming his role as a pillar of power in the cosmic order. The Phoenix Force resides in the White-Hot Chamber, a mystical realm where its pure essence is manifest. This space exists beyond the limits of the conventional universe, beyond the eternal multiverse, or as Al Ewing calls it, the entire universe. The entire universe encompasses everything, stretching from the nearest planes of creation to the far shore and beyond, where only the silence of the void remains. The axis on which the void rotates can be manipulated by the Omega Council, showing that even things that seem immutable are subject to higher powers. The power of the Phoenix Force transcends all limits. It transcends not only the denizens of the divine realms, but also the void itself, reaching a level only surpassed by the abyss and the House of Ideas, ultimate concepts tied to the primordial essence of creation. In that order, the Phoenix Force is seen as an eternal flame, both creating and destroying and maintaining the cycle of life and death in every universe. Cosmic Raptor, though powerful and part of the Invisible Council in the Void, is not the leader. The fact that Raptor was sent by his master suggests that he is still under the command of a higher power. An interesting point related to Raptor is Kendra Saunders, who possesses a small fragment of the power of the judges, who helped create the Source Wall. However, this energy is too small to be able to fight against Perpetua. Even Perpetua in that battle did not reach her full power, suggesting that confrontations on this cosmic scale are often not simply based on power, but also depend on the state of energy and balance of each party at the decisive moment. The Phoenix Force is on par with the Supreme Being. Her power is said to be on par with the Omega Council, entities that exist beyond both Black Winter and the entire universe, a primordial fire that both nourishes and destroys, to maintain the eternal cycle. The Cosmic Raptor is at a complete disadvantage. Despite being a member of the Invisible Council and powerful enough to imprison Perpetua, Raptor is unable to provide an answer in the presence of the Phoenix Force. Power gap is too great for him to be able to compete, for the Phoenix Force exists on a much higher plane beyond any limits Raptor can reach. The Cosmic Raptor can only be ranked from 1C to 1B, which is on par with powerful multiversal entities but still within the established order. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Force reaches level 1A, a level where creation and destruction are no longer limited, where she herself can determine the fate of all reality. Phoenix Force is not only overwhelming in power, but also in its nature of existence, becoming a flame that no force can extinguish. The winner is, of course, Phoenix Force. I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.